Alright everyone, welcome back to another episode of All the Mod 6. I hope everyone's doing great today. I know that I am. We're jumping right back on into our game save, and there has been quite a bit that has been done. I did a lot of work off camera, kind of just got into a creative vibe, and so I ultimately just kind of went down the path of doing a bunch of stuff. Now, not a lot of stuff that would really impact our progression, just more so aesthetic things, and I did do a bit of exploration as well. So I'm going to take you outside, I'll run you around real quick and show you what we got going on. I think you guys are going to like it, and then from there we are going to continue on our path of probably ElementalCraft or ElementCraft. I think, I always forget. I was looking up if there was monster jerky in this as well, but it's not in this pack. ElementalCraft, not ElementCraft. So, but first and foremost, you can see in here we have some more drawers, keeping our stuff stored away. I have been resource collecting as well. We're up to 18 diamonds now, and we got a bunch of other stuff. I got some ores up there that we need to get smelted. We need to grind them down and then get smelted as well. Got some stuff in here. We did find some astral sorcery stuff, and then we have our ElementalCraft stuff in here, which I'm super excited to get into today. But then, taking a peek outside, you might already be able to see some of the changes that were made. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. I changed a lot of stuff here. So I really went through, I did a bunch of terraforming, bunch of, you know, growing new trees and placing trees in the right way and adding lights and everything like that. So I'm super, super excited about this to show you guys where we've come. The other thing too, I did set up a nice little area right here. I was planning for this to be our area for ElementalCraft stuff, but I'm not 100% sure now. I kind of did this. This was one of the first things I was doing in my whole escapade of things. And now some new things have arose that might change that. So, but yeah, and then we have our path that ends right here for the time being, but we could go off in that direction. And then coming back this way, we have our main gateway here with our industrial hemp seeds and carrots on the opposite side here. Went ahead, did some mossy cobblestone. So we got some mossy cobblestone blocks and walls just to tie everything together. We have this awesome archway. I think it's a great entry point into our base area. And then I came all the way out here towards the water. We now have a dock as well, which is really nice. I got a couple boats out here. As you can see, we have discovered some new trees and some new forms of wood that we can utilize in our crafting. And then we turn around, you can get a better view of what we got going on here. So nothing this way just yet, but I've laid the land ready for something to go in that direction. But then we come out this way, and as you can see, I've done a bunch of changes to it. So now we have a defined path here. I need to correct a few things here. Huh, did this tree just grow? Remember this tree being here before. Yeah, that tree must have just grown. Because this was our pathway before. Oh, this is weird. Okay. Let's take this out here, because this is not gonna work. Yeah, as you can see, we had some path behind it. So strange. Okay. I mean, hey. We have another tree here, but yeah. So we got a bunch of trees, bunch of lanterns and stuff that lead out this way, because I did discover, all the way out here on the water, a fire node. A fire elemental node here. Which would be awesome for us to utilize in our setup for ElementalCraft. So I kind of made a path out to here so that we could utilize it. But then heading back into town, because I haven't connected all of my paths yet, we will get to that point eventually, but heading back in here, back to our main area, and then heading this way, I've also done a bunch of work over here too. So I've set this area out, set it aside for a building of the future to come in here, some kind. I'm not 100% sure just yet. I did do exploration, like I said. Have found these ebony logs, these ebony trees, which are awesome. I think they're really, really cool looking. And just the way that they grow as well, the way that their branches go off and everything like that. They're a really cool addition to our area. I did get a nice rope spruce bridge going here from Macaw Bridges. And it's really cool. It's just a single one, which is the kind of the unfortunate thing. There aren't doubles or triples. You can only do it a single block all the way down. Now, obviously, we could make our own bridge if we really wanted to, and have it be the 3 wide that our path is, but I thought these were cool, and I want to try to incorporate as many of the mods as we possibly can. And then coming down this way, well, I have just done even more work. So if you guys remember, this was kind of an open land area with a few trees here or there. Well, I've put more of these ebony trees in here. I also have some rainbow eucalyptus logs going as well, or trees I should say. These are the logs, this is the whole tree. Which really have just added a huge canopy of leaves here. And I love that. I love the closed in feeling while still feeling relatively open with our paths. So yeah, coming down this way, that goes over to our mine. I'll get there in just a second. Over here, we do have a node. It is an earth node here. We found this a little bit ago. So I just have it marked off here. We got some more trees and such all over the place. An awesome looking willow tree. I love how it does this, where it kind of low branches off like that. So cool. And then heading this way towards our mine, we have our path going here, some more trees and such planted about, and then I have also pretty much overhauled our mining area to be, I don't know, just a little bit more spruced up. Now really we just take our waystone and get down to our mine now, but I figured this would be kind of cool, so we obviously we've used some soapstone, a lot of it. It's actually not the easiest to find in large quantities that I needed for this, so it took a little bit of time to get this up and going. But yeah, we got this going. We got some lanterns with some chains, and this brings us down into our, well, into the ravine here, where our mine is ultimately down that way. Now, obviously, you can see I have not finished down there just yet, but we're slowly but surely getting there. It's getting there, and it's really cool. I have used this stone cutter from the base Minecraft game to help us get these soapstone bricks and such. Definitely been getting a lot of use out of that. That's why it's down here. And then as you can see here too, is ebony crafting table. This thing looks so cool. I think it's just because I'm a fan of purple that I love it so much. So, but it's a normal crafting table. Just looks different because I used different wood to craft it up. The other thing too, I did notice when I was in here working, let's see if he's still down there. I don't think they're still down there. There was some kind of like turtle or something. Like, it's weird. It was like a large blue shelled turtle that was in the bottom of this ravine. I have no idea where it went. It was there for the longest time as I was working. I'm guessing it probably just despawned as I went back to my house there. But yeah, so this is our whole setup here. This is pretty much all the changes that I've made. And then, like I did say, I did a lot of exploration and just running about, and have a few cool things that we're going to check out today. So first and foremost, let's head back to the main house here, and we're going to sleep through the night. And then we're going to go off, and I'm going to take you guys to a few destinations that I've found that I thought were pretty interesting that I wanted to wait till it was on camera to show you guys. So let's get slept through the night here, and then we're going to make our way out to our boat here. And I just want to show you guys, I think boat travel is going to be one of our most essential ways to get around, just based on our location. Pulling up the map here, we have tucked ourselves into this swamp area here, which again, I love. But as you can see, it's just a little tip of this huge, oversized, I guess you could say ocean region, large lake region. I don't know what you want to necessarily call it, but because I think up here is more so ocean. This is ocean, so I guess this is a large lake, you could say. And yeah, we are just on one little piece of it, which would open up into this whole area. And if we were to expand some of these rivers to actually run through here, we could very easily get about. But that's just ideas I've been having as I've been exploring. But realistically, eventually we're going to get a jetpack, and that's going to make it so much easier to get around anywho. The one thing I do hate, though, are all of these stupid lily pads that I unfortunately run into all the time. But anywho, the first thing is relatively close. That's why I'm not cutting away. There is another witch's hut there. I looked at it. There was actually not even a chest in there. Oh my gosh, look at all these lily pads. But yeah, there wasn't even a chest in there, which was a little bit disappointing. But I did find this. So this is a broken nether portal, which is really cool. I guess what I could do is maybe loop around a little bit more here, so you guys could get like a better front angle view of it. But it's actually underwater. This is really weird. I've never seen one underwater. I've seen these above ground. I found another one in my travels that was above ground, but I've never seen them below the water like this, which is really cool. And I believe this is just from the base Minecraft game itself. Now, the cool thing with it being underwater is it has these bubbles. So if you get into this stream, it actually sucks you down onto these magma blocks, which is crazy. But yeah, as you can see, there's magma blocks, there's netherrack, there's gold blocks and obsidian, some stone bricks as well. We gotta get some air here. And then an almost completed nether portal. Now, for us, realistically, it doesn't make sense for us to be having this be our main nether portal. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a whole different one. It'll probably be in the next episode because we do need to get to the nether. But yeah, this doesn't make any sense for us to have it underwater like this. Now, we could like dig this out and like drench the water out and make it our nether portal. But it's a lot of work when I could really just set one up closer to the base anywho. So what I did want to do though is grab some of these blocks. So let's actually grab a good amount of these magma blocks. Ooh, there's actually another gold block that I did not notice. It was kind of hiding there before, under some of the magma blocks. Let's get some fresh air here. And back down we go. It's actually kind of funny because as that magma block, as they have been taken away, all of the bubble effects, the particle effects that are pulling you down have disappeared, which is kind of cool. So, and then there's also some netherrack here. I don't really think we need the netherrack. This is actually the side that you would approach it from. And there's also a chest here. I didn't notice it. The other one I found did have a chest as well, and I already had looted that. I didn't realize this one had one as well. Let's see what we got in here. Ooh, some good stuff. So, Blaze Gold Nugget from Silent Gear, a Fire Charge, Glycering Melon Slice, a Golden Apple, and a whole bunch of Iron Nuggets. Now, this is a Crimson chest from Pork, which is pretty cool. And I am actually really excited to get to the nether. There's a lot that the nether has to offer. I am going to grab just a little bit of this stuff. There's all the new biomes that we can find in the nether. A great way to get ender pearls from farming endermen and so on and so forth. So I'm super excited. But like I said, that will probably be in the next episode. Now let me take a peek at the map here so I can figure out where we need to go next. I believe it's actually relatively close, if I'm not mistaken. Always a little bit hard to see things. See your waypoints on here. I know I have it around here somewhere. Was it farther north? Ah, yes, it was quite a ways away, farther north past our village here. So I'll probably end up heading back to the base first, and then just using our waystone to get over to the village and then make it the rest of the way over there. The one thing I do want to mention though, that since we are on the topic and I brought up waystones, I feel like I was extremely lucky with the few waystones that we found out in the environment when I did find them. Oh, look at that. It looks so cool. We do need to chop down those sugar canes though, but it looks really, really cool. But yeah, I feel like I was extremely lucky because I have done a lot of exploration and I have not found another waystone since those. So, I don't know. It'd be interesting if you guys have any insights into them. But yeah, I guess I was just lucky and we found some really, really awesome ones. So, all right, I'm going to use our waystone. I'm going to head over to the village here and then I will catch you all at our next destination. Alrighty, we are approaching our next destination here. And this one's actually pretty cool. I have not seen, I mean, granted, I haven't watched a lot of playthroughs, but I haven't seen anyone else come upon something like this before, at least on, I really only watched one other person play this pack, so I guess it's not a good justification of what I'm saying here, but this is an ElementalCraft temple. I mean, look at this. We found those little, like structures before where it's really just a few of these white stone blocks, white rock stairs, I'm sorry, some of these white rocks that are leading up to a one focal point of a elemental node, but this is a whole building of it. And I haven't seen this before, which is really, really cool. There's a lot of loot in here. I already took a peek in because I was curious. But we do have a water node in here, which is kind of cool to see. And all this stone and then some burnt glass paints as well from ElementalCraft, which is really cool. Because as you guys might remember, we actually crafted up not the panes, but the glass itself in one of the previous episodes. We had crafted that up. So, taking a peek in some of these chests, this one, pretty much your standard loot over here. So some water crystals, the shards, some alloys. We'll take everything else, some good mob drops, and etc. This is where the magic is. So again, water crystals, some coal, gunpowder, inert, iron. We do have a scroll of ripening. It consumes water, and I'm assuming that this would be utilized to grow crops. So we're gonna take both of those. But this is the game changer. I was planning on actually making one of these today, but now I don't have to because I found one. The empty source receptacle. Now, if we take a look at the recipe for this, all you need is some gold, swift alloys, a pure crystal, which is going to be the most tricky to make, and then some diamonds. Now, this is really, really cool. And I should say why the pure crystal is the hardest is because you have to get to the point of pure infusion, where you need a pure infuser, all of these different pedestals lined up around it, and then each element being funneled into those pedestals, and then put a diamond in the infuser itself to actually get the output. So that's why it's a little bit harder to get up and going. But this will allow us to actually move nodes around. So since this is the closest one, I figure we could just use it right here on this one. So I think we can just click on it. As you can see, it gets highlighted. If we try to look at it with anything else, it doesn't highlight with a box. But we take this and you get a little box around it. I think if we just click, yep, just like so. So you right click and it captures that element node in this device so that we can take it back and place it wherever we want it to be. So I made a path out to that fire node that was relatively close to our base. But realistically, I could just grab the node, plop it into the area that we want, and we're good to go. And we have an unlimited resource there. Now, I would recommend for you guys, if you are just starting off or you're trying to follow along as well, I would recommend just doing some exploration to find this stuff. Even if you don't find this specific object in a chest, you can find pretty much everything else. I mean, we have pure crystals back at the base. We have all of the ingots that we would need back at the base. And that is mainly just from doing exploration, finding nodes that have either that building structure like that temple, or just having some kind of structure with a chest around it, and then looting those items. Super, super straightforward. So again, that's what I would recommend. Now, if you do want to take the opposite path of that and really, put in the work to get everything that you need, there's nothing wrong with that either. We're gonna head back to the swamp here, and we're gonna just plop this bad boy down. So I was thinking of having this be our area for it, but now that I'm kind of, thinking about it more, maybe we would want something a little bit different, maybe a little bit more space to put everything. I think for the time being, I am going to put this node right here. And unfortunately, this does have a durability to it, so you are going to want to be careful. But realistically, you only need the 4 main elements, and that's it. So as long as you aren't, just moving a bunch of things or, consistently trying to move your setup, this should be plenty of durability for you. And you can see there, I've been playing up to this point. You can see from our whole entire text or chat text here, all the different achievements and progressions that I've got and things like that. So, but anywho, so like I was saying, I was planning on having something out there for our fire node, but realistically, we could just bring it back to the base. We don't really need to have it out there. So we could just grab this right here, just like so, grab it, and then we'll bring it back over and plop it down so we can actually get up and going the furnace that we want to have in order to smelt up our resources. And that's really what I've been waiting on. So I'm gonna hold off on placing it down right away. We do need to clean out our inventory too. So let's do that first. So much stuff to do today. so much stuff that's been done and so much stuff that's still left to do. I have been trying really hard to keep things organized in these drawers when I have like a stack of it, just because I know that it's very easy for it to accumulate in a chest and kind of bog everything down. Don't know. I hope we have enough space for everything. I don't think we do, unfortunately, because we've found so many different items here. That's for silent gear, and I think that's pretty much it. ElementalCraft there. I do want to show you what these scrolls can do. So this is a scroll of a fireball. We found this along the way. It does consume fire, but I don't think you have to have fire on you, because I tried it earlier and it worked fine. So I'm going to come over here where we're not going to, you know, get into trouble or anything. But basically, this is what it does. So let's see. Let's go. Let's just fire it right down. So pretty much, oh my gosh, why is there an Enderman here? It just fires a fireball. There's an Enderman right here. Okay. He could get into that spot right there, but he can't get over here. So let's look at this boy. All right. Impromptu Enderman fight. Very anticlimactic, but I do want this Ender Pearl. Ooh, okay. We did not get an Ender Pearl, but we did get Ender Pearl fragments. Unfortunate. It's kind of unfortunate that we got that, because we do need 4 of them to actually make an Ender Pearl. And we only got 2. Okay. Well, that's kind of a bummer. I was hoping to get a full Ender Pearl out of that. But whatever. Okay. What was I doing? Lost my train of thought. But yeah, that's what the scrolls do. So I'm going to definitely get into some more of those scrolls as we progress. The other thing I do want to do is test out if we can use our item user to automate our grindstone there. We should have everything we need. We do have blocks of gold. We're just going to need some tripwire, which is going to need a little bit of wood planks here. It's actually funny that we found those blocks of gold, and we actually need blocks of gold in order for this to be done. I think the only thing I won't have enough of is obsidian, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have enough obsidian just yet. And unfortunately, I think I would have to get a diamond pick going in order to do that, if I am not mistaken. I don't think I could use like a quartz pick in order to do it. But we could definitely try. But this is a very easy way to actually automate the production of obsidian. And we could actually use this to build our nether portal, which is really nice. So if you have these magma blocks, you can just come over here to a place near the water. We're going to just create a little bit of a space for us to do our work. Grab this. Okay, maybe it actually doesn't work in the way I thought. I'm thinking of a different item from a different mod pack. That's why it's not going to work for us. This is a magma block from normal Minecraft. What I'm thinking of is actually from a different mod in itself. So just negate everything that I said there. It's not going to be a good way for you to get obsidian. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to go and get some myself. So let me do that real quick. I'm going to get some stuff together and then we'll be right back. All right, guys. So unfortunately, well, first things first, we did get our item user up and going from cyclic. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't do what I want it to do, which is a little bit of a bummer. To be fair, I did not test it ahead of time. This was kind of just a idea that I had in my head. I wanted to see if it worked out. I feel like we're just bombing out today, unfortunately. You know, me misleading on the magma block there, and then now with the item user not working, I can show you guys what it does. So you could do I was gonna say a shift delay, but it's shift and a key to move it. A tick delay in order to space out how quickly it is being activated. Right now it requires a redstone, but if we were to turn this off and have it just be activated, it'll just break our wooden crank on top, unfortunately. So it's not going to work. I put our iron in there to see if it would work for us, but obviously, as you can tell, it has not worked, and it's not going to work. But maybe I'm overlooking something. So guys, let me know in the comment section down below if there's something that would make more sense to do for that. But instead, in the meantime, we're going to keep progressing forward and get our fire furnace up and going from ElementalCraft. So we need a little bit of white rock, some drenched iron ingots, fire crystal, and a furnace. So we'll grab this. We got our fire crystal, pretty straightforward. We got our drenched ingots. We have some nuggets too, which really I think we could turn into normal ingots here. Don't need those like that. And then we needed a furnace, if I am not mistaken. So I do not have enough cobble on me. Grab a little bit more here. And just like so, we will get our furnace. And then we should be able to get our ElementalCraft fire furnace. Just like so, bada bing, bada boom, we have our fire furnace. And then what we are also going to need is to take a bunch of this stuff off of our inventory here for a quick second. We are going to want to grab some of this stuff. So probably just an element container, maybe the element pipe. So there are different levels of the pipe. So we have that one, and then you have the top tier one, which is the improved one. I think we could craft some more of these. Contained crystals is just gold nuggets around that. Which I do not have any contained crystals. I'm actually kind of surprised I don't have any contained crystals. So, and we do have some gold nuggets, so that should give us just a few contained crystals there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, just like so. And we'll stick that back away for the time being. Gold, nope, doesn't go up there. We do need to get a better storage system going, and that is for sure. We have been pretty lacking in our storage, and it is kind of getting on my nerves that we aren't doing that great with our storage system. So we have that. We need the extractor. I don't think we need the infuser, but we'll bring it with us anyway. Just want to make sure I have everything on us so we can get things set up. It is nighttime here. We may encounter a few mobs, but I am not too worried about that. So let's think here. So realistically, it'd be awesome to have our fire furnace like right here in the middle. And in order to do it, we have to have the element container like so. And then on top of it, oh, not like that. One of the hard things with this mod is to get the right positioning. So it goes right on top. As you can see, it actually has little nubs that connect into the poles below it, which is kind of cool. Then what we are going to do is we need our fire element. We'll place it right back here for the time being. Actually, I might have wanted it up higher if I'm thinking about this right. Yeah, actually, we want it up higher because we want the extractor to go into it. And I think for this, we actually need to have a container. So let me grab a container really quick here. So many things. So many things. Okay, let's grab a container. Container. Has water. We don't need water in it, but that's fine. Once you hook it up to a system, it'll adapt to whatever you have flowing through it. So for our case scenario, it will be fire. And we will do an extractor above that, which means up here going to be our element. This should start replenishing. As you can see, the water is getting kicked out and the fire will start coming in just like so. And then I believe we could take this, and then we want this to be on extract. So I think we have to click it like that. And it should go over here. Now it might take a hot minute to actually get rid of all the water that's in this one and then put fire into it. But I think we should have it set up properly now. It's really, really hard to tell. So I'll let this run for a hot minute and then we'll see where we're at when we come back. All right, guys. So we're going to have to wrap up the episode here just because I'm starting to get into things that I know are going to take a lot more time to get accomplished. And I kind of want to save, I don't want to rush through it. I want to save it for an episode rather than, you know, just kind of getting you to the end product on this. So unfortunately, today's episode just more so catching you guys up on our aesthetics around the base. There probably won't be too much more of that in the near future, unless we're adding on areas where we can actually be productive in. And then obviously getting our setup for our furnace here. So we did get our furnace set up in the right way, or one of the right ways. There's other ways you could do this as well. So we have our fire element here. We have our element extractor going into a small element container, just because that's what I had on hand. And then this gets piped directly into our bigger element container. And then this is underneath our fire furnace here. So all you got to do now is throw your items right in there and they'll smelt up. So I threw our iron in there, and pretty much this is an unlimited fuel fire, or an unlimited fueled furnace for us, which is so awesome. So I'm gonna try to get a nice shot in here. I think that'll do just fine. But yeah, basically this is just gonna go through. You have your items being smelted up in the bottom there, and then they'll get done on the top. So if you want them back, you just click on the top-ish part there and it'll get it for you. If you do want the bottom ones back, you just click on the bottom and there you go. But I'm going to throw those in there. They are going to cook up our iron ingots for us. And like I said, it's pretty much unlimited because of having this element so close to us. That's why you want to get a pure source element. It pretty much acts as an unlimited way of creating fuel, at least for our fire furnace here. Now, really, the next step for us that I want to do is get a ore purifier up and going. Pretty much, if we jump into the book here, the ore purifier takes ores and it'll purify them to create pure ores at a ration of 1 to 2. So basically, this is like our grindstone. This is ore duplication. So really, really nice instrument to have. It works very similar to the furnace in setup wise, but you just need an earth node for it. And we can easily grab an earth node. I've seen a couple around fairly close to the base here. But yeah, we need to get this up and going. But unfortunately, we do need 2 pure crystals for it. And unfortunately for me, I only have 1. So, like I had mentioned earlier, your one option is to do some exploration to try to find them. Luckily for the actual, the source receptacle, it only takes 1. So you only have to find 1 for that. But obviously for this, it's going to take 2. So we're going to go the other route, which is to craft them up. So I have started an area over here, which we are going to expand on in the next episode, where we have all of our elemental nodes around here. We have another fire one here, air, earth, and water. I have placed them in a way that I already know is going to work, because then we have to have a pedestal for each element right in front of it all the way around as well. And as you can see, I have laid them out here. So fire, water, earth, and air. And these take just a little bit to craft up. You do need to have the element binder made up, which I did make. And you have to put it on top of the container for it. So luckily for us, we could pretty much get everything laid down and just utilize a container in order for it to work. But as you can see, it does take a lot. And I mean a lot of the fire element or the specific element that is being utilized to craft the pedestal to make it. So we're also going to need an element infuser and a crystal of the respective type. So for the water one, same exact one, but in terms of water. Earth, same, but now you need earth. And then finally air, but you need air. So it's a fairly straightforward process that we need to get for it. It just takes a lot of resources, and ultimately by this point in time you kind of want to have it where you can move things around, so you can move these nodes closer so you can have it set up like this. Otherwise you are going to be collecting them into the containers and then bringing them back to have your setup utilizing the containers. So far so good. And the other way I should note, which I'll probably bring up in the next episode as well, is for this setup, if we go back here, so if we go back to your advanced chapter in the book for ElementalCraft, you go to the pure infuser, which is what we need to get the pure crystal. If you go to the second page, it gives you a layout of how it needs to be laid out, and you can click this visualize button and it'll show you how we need it to be. Now for me, it won't let me place it down because I have our pure infuser already laid in position here. But as you can see, if I back up just enough, each pedestal will fall right in front of where our elemental nodes are. So I haven't laid out exactly how I want it to be laid out. So we'll turn that off. But this is unfortunately going to have to be in the next episode. And I'll probably make this look a little bit prettier than what we have here. I just needed some extra space for it. But the main accomplishment of this episode really was our fire furnace here, our fire elemental node furnace, where we have unlimited power. So As you can see, it does diminish down the elemental container a decent amount, but this will replenish. Once it gets through smelting up everything, it'll replenish itself. And you'll be good to go again. And you can also automate it too. There's things that it will let you automate the process in the pack. But guys, with that being said, we're unfortunately going to have to wrap up because we are over our time limit here. But I hope you all did enjoy. If you did, feel free to leave a like down below. Better yet, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking on this series. If you're excited to see what is coming next. If you are new here, you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button and bell notification. I'll let you know every single time I post a new episode here on the channel. I do stream over on Twitch. Currently, my schedules are Mondays and Friday. I have that link down in the description along with my Discord if you want to join in the community, ask questions, hang out, whatever it may be. Definitely check those out. Links down below. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.